Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a little bit different for you today. I have a video game review, but it does tie into what I usually do because it is a video game review of FIFA 19, the brand new EA Sports game that's out now. It's been out for nearly a week or so. I wanted to kind of give myself a go at a few of the little modes on the game. I didn't want to jump straight in, play a few games and then come to the review. I wanted to have a go at the career mode, the Champions League mode, and a few new kickoff stuff. I will say I don't really play online, I don't really play Ultimate Team, so I'm not really going to go into that too much because I don't really play it. I kind of just enjoy more of a kind of self-contained FIFA game. So I'll start with the positives from this game. The big thing they're advertising, if you look at FIFA everywhere, what they're kind of advertising now is the fact that they now have the rights to the Champions League as well as the Europa League and the Super Cup that they got off PES, which have had it for the last few, I think nearly 5, 6, 7 years or so. Now FIFA has it, and then I've got to say, from playing it on PES, although I haven't played PES for the last few years, when I did play it and it had Champions League, it looked really good. FIFA, and what they really do well is presentation, and what they do with the presentation of Champions League is amazing. You really get the feel with the music, with the atmosphere of the stadium, with the graphics that they use, the fact they don't use the normal commentators, they use Lee Dixon and I can't remember the other guy's name, which makes it feel like a different mode. Yeah, the presentation, everything of it looks really, really good. I can't fault what they've done with it when they got that license, and you all thought, oh, what would just be another tournament mode, but it is a little bit different. It does feel like a Champions League game, which is really good, and it's really good when you do play career mode and those games do come up with the background changes to the blue of the Champions League, and it makes you think, okay, this game's a little bit different, it's a little bit special, which is good. I really like that, and the fact that it's on its own as well as playing it in career mode means you can just go and play it, and it's really good because you can swap the teams in and out. So you could, if in theory, take someone like Portsmouth and play them in the Champions League, you'd probably get hammered, but you could do that, and they get the Champions League badge on the sides and everything, which is quite nice as well. And I do like some of the little kind of feature touches they've done now. When you do play career mode and you play a game in the FA Cup, for example, the FA Cup badges are turned up on the side of the sleeve. Same with the Carabao Cup. If you take a lower league team and get promoted to the Premier League, all their numbers then change to the Premier League numbers, which is a nice little detail to add, as well as they've now added pretty much all the Spanish stadiums, bar Barcelona's one, which is still a PES exclusive. But all the Spanish teams now, so if you want to play a career or play a season in the La Liga, pretty much every stadium is going to be real. Again, it does give you that kind of realistic sort of feel like you're playing La Liga in real life, which is really good. What else have they changed? Some of the gameplay mechanics have changed. It's not now as easy just to knock the ball around. You've got to kind of really kind of directionalise and think about where you're passing, which does have an element of realism. It takes a little bit while to get used to, but does kind of add to that little, so you're not kind of playing it on autopilot a little bit. You're kind of, even if you have been playing FIFA for years, going into this one, you've got to kind of almost retrain yourself a little bit. And this is where I kind of move into some of my little bit of the negatives. Because with the gameplay mechanics, one of the big ones they've added is the time shooting ability. So when you do shoot, you don't just mash the circle on the PlayStation, I don't know what it is on the Xbox, and it goes in, or it's an accurate shot. You've really got to kind of like time it, especially if you're coming in on a volley or anything like that. You've really got to time those shots, and it does take a little while to get used to. It is something you can turn off. But I wanted to leave it on there to kind of get that sort of gameplay, and it's taken me a little while to really get used to it. So that is a little bit of a struggle to first get a hold of, so anyone coming new to FIFA might find that quite hard. Career mode, I did mention it earlier when it comes to adding the Champions League, which is good, but other than that, they don't really add anything to it. I wouldn't say the Champions League and the Europa League are an added feature, because those European competitions were on there previously. They were just under different names, and now they've just got a licensing for it, so now you can call it the Europa League and the Champions League, but it doesn't really add in terms of your experience. The transfers, the way they're done, are the same. The gameplay mechanics are the same. The emails come through from, oh, this player wants to play more, and then you play in one game and he's happy again. They're all the same. Nothing's really changed there. They've really, I think the Champions League is kind of what their big thing is, their big marketing push. I know they've done some improvements and stuff to the Ultimate Team, which again, like I said, I don't really play, so that's not really a feature that I'm benefiting from. That is their cash cow. It's where they make all their money. Obviously you pay 50, 60 quid for the game, but their revenue stream is you keep buying these packs and everything, and people spend on those. I just refuse to do it. I just don't see the point. I buy a game, that's what I want to play. And the journey as well. The journey now concludes in FIFA 19. We started with FIFA 17, 18, and now this is So you play as 3 characters in this one. You've got Alex Hunter, you've got Danny Williams, and you've got Kim Hunter, who you play as well. And to be fair, it's not great. It's a bit boring. They've tried to kind of make it a little bit more sort of interactive, where you can either just choose one character and play it the whole way through, or you can kind of play it and it will recommend when you chop and change the character to kind of follow a very sort of narrative, and you can see scenes from different characters' point of view. There's one point during the Champions League draw where I think you first see it from Alex Hunter's point of view, and he's kind of talking on his phone with Danny, and you see it from his, and then you cut to Danny and it does reverse it from his point of view, as well as there's other times when Kim Hunter comes to visit Alex and she walks in and he's got all these surrounding people, because he's kind of, the fame's now going to his head a little bit, because he plays for Real Madrid now. And then you see it from her point of view, and then later in the story you see it from Alex's point of view. You get the gist of it, but it's a bit sort of cliche. You kind of, the options that they let you choose with the speech pattern doesn't really affect the story. It's always going to end in a certain way. There's some things that you can chop and change and give you a couple of different endings, but in all fairness, if you've not played it in the last 2 games, I wouldn't say that you need to go back and try it. It's been okay. It's been something different to add, rather than just playing career mode or Ultimate Team. It's a new feature, but I wouldn't say it's massively recommended. One of the other big things, actually, what I will mention before we go, is the new kickoff modes. There's obviously the standard exhibition game that you can play, but they've added a couple of extra ones, including what's probably been the most favourite I've seen online so far, is no rules mode, which essentially is exactly how it sounds. You play a game, there is no rules, so there's no fouling, no offsides. The only thing, obviously, goals and going out of play counts, but anything outside of that, free reign. So you can come in sliding in at the back of someone when they're throwing a goal, doesn't matter, you get the ball and go down the other end. You can kind of have got players got a goal hanging a little bit because there's no offside, so you haven't got to worry about anything like that. You can play balls through very late. And it is a little bit fun, it's a little bit different as well. There's some other modes. There's a knockout mode, so if you score but you lose a player, and then that goes on. So it's a little bit different. I do like that feature. I think that's quite good. Overall, I would recommend that you probably do. I would say you can pick up FIFA, but maybe not straight away. I think it's a game you can probably wait. The only problem is it never really goes down until the new one's about to come out. But if you find it pre-owned somewhere with a tenner off or 15 quid off, I'd say maybe pick it up then. There's nothing here, unless you're going to play it online. And I wouldn't say, as much as I like the Champions League mode, I wouldn't say it's the breaking point that you now have to get FIFA now because there's a Champions League mode. But I do like it. I've been playing FIFA for years, so I'm always going to pick up the latest one. But for a new time FIFA player, I'd say maybe wait till this one gets to find it pre-owned somewhere later down the line, about 10-15 quid off. I think you'll get a better value game than going out and paying full price for it. Especially if you played other FIFAs, it's not a revolutionary thing. It's standard. It's good. There's some new good mechanics, but I would say it's groundbreaking. That's it. That's my review for FIFA 19. It's my first video game review. There'll be more coming because there's some big games coming up soon. There's a new Spider-Man game which I should be getting soon, as well as the new Red Dead Redemption is out in a couple of weeks, which I will be picking up. That will take me a little while to get through it, but I will have a review for you once I've done that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you next time.